perfection is the enemy of good enough? Sometimes when you see something on social media, you think to yourself, well, I'm going to make a video about this because it's really important. And then you try, and then you end up with things in your draft. And the next thing you know, 3 days go by and you haven't done anything. Well, today I'm here to tell you that what's more important than the perfection of every single one of your videos is just to get the message out there. Sometimes. I mean, yeah, there is times when you want to be perfect. But this video that you're about to see right now is me just picking up my phone and filming my TV screen, because what you're about to hear is important. Charlie Kirk, the massive creep.
And speciesism, and speciesism, and speciesism, be kind to the animals, and vegan phobia, and vegan phobia, and vegan phobia, be kind to the activists. Dance if you're vegan, hands up if you're vegan. Think you can't do it? Try it, you can. Yeah.
Hello, students. Welcome to class. I'm Miss Katie, that vegan teacher. This is Charlie Kirk. He's a political commentator. He considers himself to be Christian, even though he continues to murder individuals who never did a single thing wrong to him ever. Not just that, before they are murdered, he pays for their kidnapping, their rape, their sexual assault, their enslavement, their commodification, and their torture. Innocent animals are in Charlie Kirk's belly right now. He's claiming that he cares about the unborn. He cares about two cells being together that are not yet a baby. They do not have sentience. And he thinks that it should be against the law for any women, any young women, to be able to have a baby aborted. And it doesn't matter to him what the case is. He considers that to be murder. Now, we all have different ideas about when life begins. Some people think that life begins at conception. Other people think that life begins at the moment that a baby can feel things. That is to say that they are sentient. In the middle of Charlie Kirk's video, he decided to put up an ad for a movie that is coming out, a movie that involves animal abuse. And here are my reasons why I object to what he just did. Rodeos are events that involve bull riding, calf roping, and steer wrestling, and they are inherently violent. Animals are deliberately stressed, injured, exploited for entertainment. This inflicts pain and fear on innocent beings who cannot consent. They contradict Christian principles of compassion and stewardship. Charlie Kirk should know that animals are God's creatures. They're not tools for amusement. Christianity teaches that humans are stewards of God's creation. That says that in Genesis 1:26. And rodeos, also they treat animals as objects for profit and amusement rather than respecting them as living beings created by God. This violates the call to care for creation and to act as compassionate guardians to these innocent animals. The Bible also consistently advocates for protecting the vulnerable, including animals. That's in Proverbs 12:10. It says, "The righteous care for the needs of their animals." Rodeo practices, such as the use of flank straps, electric prods, and tight enclosures, well, they exploit animals, their vulnerability, and they cause physical and psychological harm for the sake of human enjoyment. It's just so disappointing to see Charlie Kirk doing this. Charlie Kirk is literally encouraging people to go and watch this violent movie that exploits these horses and these bulls. And he says to people, go ahead and support your values. How the fuck can he not see how abusive this is? Somebody who thinks that two cells, a sperm and an egg, that have been together for 1 minute is considered to be murder and abusive if you abort a baby, an embryo. It's not even a baby yet, but he cannot see that the punching of this film is not a family value, that the use of these animals is not a family value either. How is he so blind? Rodeos normalize the idea that it's acceptable to harm and dominate animals for entertainment. This can desensitize people to suffering and perpetuate a culture of violence, contrary to the Christian call to live peacefully together and to avoid unnecessary harm. That's in Romans. That's in chapter 12, verse 18, to be exact. Now, the other thing is that Jesus emphasized mercy, kindness, and love towards all living beings. That is said in Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall be shown mercy. Supporting and promoting an industry built on the suffering of animals, that contradicts these teachings, and it fails to embody Christ's example of selfless compassion. Charlie Kirk is the opposite of Jesus. Jesus would be absolutely ashamed of Charlie Kirk. Jesus taught nonviolence and care for the innocent. Rodeos directly harm animals who cannot defend themselves, making participation or promotion massively hypocritical for someone claiming to be a Christian. Shame on you, Charlie Kirk. Every single ethical vegan shares more Christian values than this scum does. Vegans are there to protect the innocent. He does the opposite. Let's hope that everyone gets treated exactly the same way that they treated the animals while on the planet. And let's just say that vegans have nothing to worry about. Heaven is for them. I see you there, bewildered and confused. You just found out you're pregnant, but you're not ready to be a mom. You know that if you create a child, his or her life will be filled with unwanted sadness and undeserved harm. You're not sure what to do, you want what's best for everyone. You want to be at peace with your choices. Each day you rise with the morning sun. Then you hug your puppy and suddenly a thought occurs to you. As she wags her tail, you realize something new. If you're pro-life, you should be vegan. If you're pro-choice, you should be too. In this calculation of right and wrong, sentience matters, this is true. If you're pro-life, you should be vegan. If you're pro-choice, you should be too. When you looked down at your puppy, you knew. Sentience matters, this is true. An embryo is not yet a girl or a boy, able to feel pain or joy. But the lives on factory farms can all be saved if you fill your body with veggies, fruits, and soy. If you're pro-life, you should be vegan. If you're pro-choice, you should be too. In this calculation of right and wrong, sentience matters, this is true. If you're pro-life, you should be vegan. If you're pro-choice, you should be too. When you looked down at your puppy, you knew. Sentience matters, this is true. So you vowed there and then never to pay anyone to kill for you again. No pig, no turkey, no cow, no fish, no hen. Sentience matters, so you decided to be vegan once again. It was the perfect moment to start. Suddenly you knew you were born vegan in your heart. You knew you were born vegan in your heart. It's for protecting the vulnerable, including animals. That's in Proverbs 12:10. It says, the righteous feel pain or joy, but the lives on factory farms can all be saved if you fill your body with veggies, fruits, and soy. If you're pro-life, you should be vegan. If you're pro-choice, you should be too. In this calculation of right and wrong, sentience matters, this is true. If you're pro-life, you should be vegan. If you're pro-choice, you should be too. When you looked down at your puppy, you knew. Sentience matters, this is true. So you vowed else matters. So you decided to be vegan once again. It was the perfect moment to start. Suddenly you knew you were born vegan in your heart. You knew you were born vegan in your heart. Fact. Veganism isn't about food. Fact. Veganism isn't about the environment. Fact. Veganism isn't about your health. Veganism is a justice movement which states that humans should live without exploiting animals because, like children, animals aren't objects to be bought, sold, commodified, utilized, sexually assaulted, enslaved, or exploited in any way. Okay? Okay, so let's go over it again. Veganism is a justice movement which states that humans should live without exploiting animals because, like children, animals aren't objects to be bought, sold, commodified, utilized, sexually assaulted, enslaved, or exploited in any way. Okay, let's sing it. Veganism is a justice movement which states that humans should live without exploiting animals because, like children, animals aren't objects to be bought, sold, commodified, utilized, sexually assaulted, enslaved, or exploited in any way. Go to That Vegan Teacher on YouTube and search for The Truth About the Animals You Eat. It's only 8 minutes long. We don't buy meat. We don't buy dairy. We don't buy eggs. We don't buy leather. We don't buy fur. We don't buy wool or silk. We don't steal from animals. We don't eat cats, cows, dogs, pigs, chickens. We don't eat turkeys. We don't eat frogs. We don't eat anyone. We don't go to places like circuses if there's animals there, or zoos because those animals have been taken out of the wild. We don't go to places like SeaWorld because we don't believe in kidnapping whales and putting them in little swimming pools for people to gawk at. Yes, we get enough protein. Plants have protein. That's how elephants get so big and giraffes get so tall. Yes, we get enough vitamins and nutrients from all of the different foods that we eat. Yes, we take a B12 pill. It costs 5 cents. Yes, there are vegans in the Olympics. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has clearly stated you can be vegan at all stages of development, including pregnancy and lactation. Veganism is a justice movement which states that humans should live without exploiting animals because, like children, animals aren't objects to be bought, sold, commodified, utilized, sexually assaulted, enslaved, or exploited in any way. Sing it again. Veganism is a justice movement which states that humans should live without exploiting animals because, like children, animals aren't objects to be bought, sold, commodified, utilized, sexually assaulted, enslaved, or exploited in any way. It's not a diet. It's not a trend. It's not about you. It's about them, the animal victims. Leave them the fuck alone.